It started like any other night. The internet was quiet. Fans were scrolling through their usual feeds. A few nostalgic posts about Meteor Garden here and there. Maybe a throwback video of Wang teasing SHEN YUE during a press tour. Nothing out of the ordinary. Until a single post shattered the silence. The title read, "They thought we would never know." No one expected what came next. A series of screenshots. Private conversations. Intimate messages. Allegedly between Wang and SHEN YUE. The same two stars fans have been shipping for years. And this time it wasn't speculation. It felt real. The first message was simple, but powerful. "I hate pretending sometimes. When I'm near you in front of everyone, and I have to act like I don't feel everything all at once, it drives me insane." That message was allegedly from Dylan. And the response? Equally heartbreaking. "We chose this path. But sometimes I wish I could just take your hand in public and not worry about what the world thinks." Those words sent shockwaves through the fanbase. Was this true? Was this real? For years fans believed there was more behind the scenes. The way Dylan looked at her during interviews. The way SHEN blushed when his name came up unexpectedly. The giggles. The stolen glances. But this felt like a doorway into their hidden world. More screenshots appeared. Messages filled with longing, confession, even pain. In one, Dylan wrote, "Do you remember that night in Jeju when you cried because you thought I would stop fighting for us? I want you to know, I never stopped." And SHEN's reply? "It was soft but unforgettable. You never had to say it. I felt it every time you looked at me, like I was the only one in the room." People could hardly believe it. Within hours, hashtags exploded across social media. Hashtag DylanShenChats. Hashtag Let Them Love. Hashtag Real or Staged. Millions weighed in. One fan wrote, "They gave us a love story on screen, but the one behind the scenes, it might be even more beautiful." Another said, "This isn't just gossip. These are real emotions, real memories. If this is true, they've loved in silence for too long." But then, things got even more intense. A voice note surfaced. Yes, a voice note. Dylan's unmistakable voice whispered, "I love you in ways I cannot explain with words. You are every part of my peace and my chaos." That voice memo went viral in less than 20 minutes. People replayed it over and over. Some cried. Others sat in silence. One popular fan account posted, "I've heard him say thousands of lines, but I've never heard his voice like that. Soft. Broken. In love." And just when fans thought the day couldn't get more surreal, a video clip resurfaced. A behind-the-scenes moment from an old photo shoot. No lines. No cameras rolling officially. Just Dylan. Just SHEN. He brushes her hair aside. She laughs nervously. Their eyes meet. There's no sound, but you can feel the energy, the tension, the history. Suddenly, fans started putting the puzzle together. That look they shared on stage at that award show. The matching bracelets they once wore. The way Dylan once described his ideal girl, and everyone said, "That's literally SHEN YUE." It was like the internet woke up from a dream and realized, maybe this love story had been real all along. Even more fuel was added when a former stylist for both stars posted cryptically on her private story. "Some secrets aren't meant to stay secrets forever. They tried their best. But love always finds its way to the light." Fans screenshotted the post, and the internet exploded again. By nightfall, something rare happened. Fans began organizing online vigils, meetups, candlelit signs. One fan stood outside a major entertainment studio, holding a sign that read, "You taught us how to love on screen. Let us support your real one off screen." Another fan, barely 13 years old, was seen holding a framed photo of Dylan and SHEN with these words written underneath. "You were my first love story. I just want yours to be free." And in the middle of it all, something subtle, yet powerful happened. SHEN YUE liked a tweet. Just one. It read, "If it's true, I just want them to be happy. They deserve the kind of love that doesn't hide in the shadows." It was like a silent confirmation, a quiet nod to the truth. Dylan, meanwhile, said nothing. Not a tweet. Not a post. Not a single word. But somehow that silence spoke louder than anything. Because sometimes love doesn't need to be declared to the world. It just exists. In shared glances. In late-night chats. In the spaces between what we say and what we feel. And now the world had seen a glimpse of theirs. Whether those messages were leaked by accident or released with purpose, one thing is certain. The story of Dylan Wang and SHEN YUE is no longer just fiction. It's something much more real, much more fragile, and much more unforgettable. This wasn't just gossip. This was the unraveling of a love story, hidden in silence, protected by shadows, and finally illuminated by truth. And in the hearts of millions of fans around the world, it will be remembered forever. The world had already seen enough to believe it. But it wasn't over. Because once the silence sets in, questions echo louder. After the leaked chats, the voice note, the behind-the-scenes moment, and SHEN YUE's quiet like on a tweet, fans waited. Waited for a response. A denial. An acknowledgement. Anything. But what came next was even more mysterious. Dylan Wang's schedule suddenly changed. An event he was supposed to attend in Beijing was cancelled. No reason. No explanation. Just postponed. Fans began to wonder, was this retreat planned? Or was it a reaction? Paparazzi swarmed his usual hangouts. The airport. The gym. Even a coffee shop he frequented quietly when not filming. But he was nowhere. And then, 3 days after the storm began, another post surfaced. This time, it wasn't messages. It was a photo. A blurry off-center shot. Nighttime. A narrow alley. 2 figures. One in a black hoodie. The other in a soft beige coat. Their backs were turned. But the stance, the height, the hair, fans didn't need faces. They knew. The photo was captioned simply, "Some secrets aren't meant to stay hidden." Not anymore. The internet ignited. Again. Comment sections flooded with disbelief. Hope. Gratitude. And fear. Fear that this quiet, delicate connection might be crushed under the weight of fame. Because the entertainment world is not kind to secrets. Not when those secrets threaten brand images and contracts and fan fantasies. Insiders began talking, softly, anonymously. One production assistant said off record. They were always careful, always respectful. But there were moments between takes in dressing rooms on overnight shoots where you could see it. That silent bond. That kind of closeness you can't fake. A makeup artist added, they never touched in front of others. Never said anything inappropriate. But the way she would fix his collar without being asked. The way he'd wait for her even after his car had already pulled up. That's not acting. That's something real. Then came the rumor, the one that made everything feel too real. An anonymous source claimed that the original messages weren't hacked. They weren't stolen. They were leaked intentionally. Not by a stranger, but by someone close to them. Someone from the inside. Suddenly, fans looked back at everything. The perfectly timed screenshots. The clarity of the voice note. The edited video clips that resurfaced like puzzle pieces. It all seemed orchestrated. But why? And by who? Some believed it was a desperate move by a former friend turned rival. Others believed it was a carefully planned farewell. One fan tweeted, maybe they knew they couldn't keep hiding. Maybe this was their quiet way of saying goodbye to the secrecy. But then came the twist. SHEN YUE posted to her story. Just a photo. No caption. It was a sunset. A beach. Her footprints in the sand. And right beside hers, another set of footprints. Larger. Deeper. Close. Fans compared the photo with an old interview where Dylan once said, "My favorite place to disappear is a beach in winter. It's quiet, and the world feels small enough to hold in your hands." The comments poured in. This is their coded language. This is how they speak when they're not allowed to speak. This is not a coincidence. And still, no statement. But something bigger was happening. For the first time, fans were united not by gossip, but by protection. Instead of demanding answers, They began defending their silence. Hashtags like #ProtectDylanAnshan and